What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Q. We got Big Friendly. This is Real Spit. Welcome to day one. All right, so we gotta jump right off.
I already know.
Breaking news: Diddler, did not do right. Oh my God! They've been saying it. People have been saying it for a minute. I mean, I don't give a damn what that man does in his personal life as far as like how freaky they get, but you don't have Homeland Security investigative unit raiding two of your properties on separate sides of the United States at the same time because they don't have nothing. You actually got to get a judge to sign off on that on two search warrants.
Wasn't it FBI too or something like that?
FBI, local police, but it's all headed by HSI, which is that branch of Homeland Security. They deal with terrorists and all that, but they're really focused on sex trafficking, not just saving sex trafficking victims, but going out to get sex traffickers. So that's why everyone on TV was saying as soon as they seen that, they're like, ooh, we have a pretty good idea what this is about. And then with all the lawsuits that's been filed lately, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you at all. You nasty motherfucker. I was talking bad about Deshaun Watson. At least he was asking for a happy ending. He wasn't forcing it on nobody. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a nasty motherfucker, did he? I just want you to know that. Take that. You're a nasty motherfucker, man.
Damn. I'm flabbergasted. Because here's the crazy thing. I'm not a Wendy Williams fan.
But she had it pegged
But
all
she was
along.
talking. Oh no, she was talking about this back in the '90s when she was that radio personality in New York. She was saying this stuff, and then people got fired.
Yep.
Stuff has always came out. Here's my issue with it. First of all, it's all bad. But now, why are people talking now? It's the same thing. Like it's like the R. Kelly bullshit. Y'all knew then and didn't say nothing. Y'all just as culpable. Why wait now?
No, there are a lot of people that were culpable in that situation that are still walking around today.
No, I know.
I mean, like, honestly, even artists in the industry that worked with him, you gonna tell me they didn't know any of that?
Of course, no, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like,
but what I'm saying is that all these people now who are doing interviews and spilling the tea now, if you knew all this shit then, why wait now? Because I understand making money and being on payroll, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
One person agreed to be, 20 others justice.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, a few people are going after him over money, but that doesn't mean the shit ain't true. It doesn't mean it is either, but it don't mean it's not.
It's all alleged.
Dude, it's all alleged. He has not, and I repeat, he has not been, arraigned. He has not been arrested. He has not been charged with any crime at this point. But they don't do that unless they are planning on charging you with something. Like, that's a major step. Well, you understand. High-profile case. Billionaire. Multi-billionaire, huge name. And the coordination it takes between all these agencies on separate sides of the United States. There's a federal judge that said, oh, yeah, it's worthy. I mean, can you imagine the embarrassment if they, they're like, oh, my bad, we fucked up. You know what I mean? They can't do that. It's federal, dog. We all know there's a reason they have like a 98% fucking conviction rate because they know you're done before they ever fucking serve you and take you in. You're done.
When they show up to your door, they come with you like,
you know what I mean? Right now, no grand jury has brought back, an indictment on Diddy. But that doesn't mean there's not a grand jury looking at it right now. You know what I mean? We wouldn't know that because everything that happens in a grand jury is sealed until they unseal it and then everybody gets arrested. There are motherfuckers sitting around right now that have no idea, that have nothing to do with this, but some other grand jury has decided somewhere that some people are going to be arrested and charged with certain crimes. They just don't know it until they unseal it. You know what I mean? That's the way the federal government is a cold piece, man. They do not fuck around. And they and all that, 80% good time shit. No, not with the feds, bro. So man, like if half of what they're saying about this dude is true, I hope they fuck you to death.
Take that.
Take that.
I look at it like this.
We should all see it.
When the feds jumped in the mix, game over, in the words of Lil Flip. Because, like you said, the feds aren't the local DA, the local police fishing, gonna come talk to some people. Like you said, when they show up to your door, they got their dossier ready. Hey, homie, let me holler at you. No. Sit down. You want to know what I know. And, I mean, you could just ask Tekashi Snitch 9. When they show up, they know things. So the feds, they play bully ball.
You ever been to Pelican Bay? Ain't no Sandro Pay.
Right.
Ain't no Mandolay.
Right. Hey,
this motherfucker, man, I can't, man. I'm happy about it.
Why?
I'm happy because if he really is that dude, like, he's just like R. Kelly. I was happy as fuck.
Yeah, of course.
When he had his breakdown with Gail,
you are killing me.
No, your nasty ass shit is killing you.
When he made that,
or your urges and whatever the fuck it is, man. All these young girls holding him hostage and doing this shit. He has one of Diddy's male employees is suing him for sexual abuse.
He just Tom Hanks type shit.
Oh, dude, he was finding the talent and he was playing with the talent and being made to play like. Diddy's a cuck.
Okay, look. If you
He's a watcher.
Okay, let's break this down. Now think about this. Here's where we get deep. Let's dump in the deep end. Remember Bentley Farnsworth? Farnsworth Bentley, a bad name. What was he? What was he? His male servant.
He was his assistant.
Okay.
Assistant, but I mean, come on. That being said, man, teach their own. Whatever his sexual exploits are, as long as they're legal, I really don't give a fuck.
Do your thing, yeah. But once again, like you said.
But to be honest with you, he put a hit out on Tupac, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah.
That ain't exactly why Tupac is dead. He just happened to put his hands on somebody that they put a hit out on with. He put his hands on a killer. You just don't do that, especially if you're not one yourself. You just don't do it. But, so fuck Diddy. And that man has made more money off of the Notorious B.I.G. since he's been dead. He's been making money off of him longer than he was alive.
I thought he gave all the rights to his people.
I highly doubt it was all of them. I do believe I know right after he broke them off millions or whatever, but if you think he gave away all that publishing, you are tripping. When's the last time Bad Boy was hot?
That's a good one. I don't know.
And yet he's still a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
he has other things. Don't get it twisted.
He's been in movies.
But you're going to tell me Biggie's catalog is small, but it's worth fucking
what, you got, two
money.
albums?
Two albums and probably a bunch of unreleased shit, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, those albums shit, they're still making money right now. Mad money.
Hell yeah. Ready to Die is a banger, though.
Yeah, so, dude, both of them. Ready to Die and fucking Life After Death.
Life After Death, yeah.
They're both bangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, nobody can say that about Pac. His mom got all his shit before she passed.
His sister takes care of it now.
Yeah, well, yeah, whoever. But I'm saying, his mom got all his shit, all his masters, all his publishing, all that shit.
That's why you don't see none of that.
But I can almost get. I can't say Letta Wallace doesn't have it, but I don't think so. I would imagine Diddy's probably at least got a good hold on.
I remember Diddy. Well, once again, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I remember he was doing some interview. I forget who he was doing an interview with, and he was saying, "I'm the only person that gives all my artists their publishing and royalties and stuff." So I don't know.
Ask his artists.
Well, I'm not saying he was telling the truth once again, but it's just it's Craig Fax. Shout out to Craig Fax. He made a comment one time on the Corey Holcomb show, 5150. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. I love his stand-up. And when they were talking about like TD Jakes and all that, and all this is alleged. All this is alleged.
Oh yeah, it's all alleged.
But when he was talking and he said something that hit home when he said, we can't even, like, we can think of some freaky stuff we've done with a girl or freaky stuff we've thought of or freaky stuff we've seen on porno, but we can't even fathom or dive into the depths of their freakiness. Like, it would, like Craig said, it would shock us if we knew. And now when you think about it, you think of some of the alleged allegations coming out, and you're like, are you serious? Like, so Discovery is going to be a mother.
Exactly the point, man. Exactly the point. Why do you think a lot of these motherfuckers settle? Even if they're not seriously guilty, there's so much in Discovery that just makes them look bad anyway. They don't want it to come out. So if you settle, that shit don't have to come out.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Yeah, because you could settle it under with an NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
There you go. Yeah.
And because like even like in a lot of lawsuits, like my aunt won some money. To this day, I have no idea how much she won, but the one that's married to Everett.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how much money she won with the whatever she had. I think it was her back or something work, but she couldn't tell me because she signed an NDA.
Oh.
So she couldn't tell nobody, or they could sue her for that and then some.
Right.
So that's that people are like, oh, why you settle? Well, again, sometimes you're going to spend a lot more in litigation than you are to settle out with this person, depending on what the money is. And but other times it's like, I don't want this shit to get out. I got the money to cover it up. You know what I mean? Eventually it'll go away. But how many times does that happen with this motherfucker over different things? You know what I mean? Like, don't forget, we didn't forget about shooting in the club, Puff.
Shine and all them.
Yeah, I'm saying, like,
what exhibit say? When things get rough,
I'm in the club shooting with Puff. Yes, but and again, I'm not saying Puffy's a punk. I'm saying he's a fucking weirdo.
He tried to hand Jello the gun and say, take that. That's why Shine went to prison, because he took a rap. Came out and what is he, like a governor or a preacher or something? Something in another country or something.
No idea. But again, that was just, dude, like, this motherfucker is on video. I can't count how many times, with how many different rappers and stuff calling him daddy and this and that, saying some real off shit, like some real, and they're just sitting there like you could tell, like, it's uncomfortable, but like they don't want to say nothing.
I think the one that I seen that really made me like, what the, was that one, I think they were on, was it Drink Champs or something like that?
Because he was there with Fabulous and Jadakiss.
And he was like, I want you to party. We party. No, you ain't party like I like to party, daddy.
And they both was like,
yeah, you see how he looked like. And here's the funny thing. If you look at Fabulous's face, he already knew how he got down. Oh, that's why he said, we've already partied. No, we ain't party like I like to party,
exactly.
Daddy. And he had that look like, yeah, I don't party like that. But once again, like I'm saying,
I'm sorry, man. Like I get it. Like
No, but why not hear what I'm saying?
But dog, no, you can't. Like, don't call me daddy,
listen,
man. Like, I don't like that shit. Like that. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Only
like,
my daughter should call me daddy.
That's like you may as well walk up on me and call me baby.
Yeah.
Like, no another grown man calling me baby, daddy. Unless I put in on that. You know, my kids can call me daddy.
That's right. I don't like nobody. I don't like nobody call. That's what I'm saying. But
makes me feel in certain situations makes me feel uncomfortable when women do it.
I don't like women calling me daddy. But what I'm saying is, here's my problem. If you're this real gangster, right? You're a gangster. You're rapping. You're from the streets, and you've done this, and you're about this certain life. If another man calls you daddy, you have a certain response. Hey, homie, I don't fuck with you like that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
at the very least,
like
the fuck are you?
Once again, like I said, when you've been around,
I ain't no fucking gangbanger. You ain't. I don't give a fuck. Like, dude, come on. I mean,
no, but
like,
no.
You know how it is. If we know each other and it is a joke or some shit, you know what I mean? In private, You know, like not to say like call me dad, but you know, like
that bullshit with Chris sitting on my lap during the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
When he was drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's now bullshit. Fuck you, Chris.
You did let him sit there a little. You let him sit there. You let him linger for a minute. I'm just saying. There is video. I'm just saying. It ain't gonna come out, but there is video. No, but seriously though, it's one thing if it's but it's like, bro, you got me on. You know what I'm saying, in front of millions on the internet, Drink Champs, and you can call me daddy. Like,
no, it wasn't even the daddy party.
No,
party.
But
how I want a party. What the fuck does that mean?
But again, you could interpret that all kind of different ways if you leave daddy out of it.
That's what I'm saying.
But you get what I'm saying? That's where it turned like he already knew what he meant without saying daddy, but then he threw that in there. It's like what are you trying to do? Like, you trying to make people think I get down with you like that?
Not what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Once again, like I said, man, I'm just too old because I look at things and I look at a lifestyle and I see it's the look test. They passed the look test perfectly. The look test is perfect. The tattoos, the talk, the lingo, the walk, the dress. But when it comes down to brass tacks and it comes time to pay taxes, they broke as fuck. So we're at a situation where we're doing something and we know somebody and we're cool with them, but he makes that comment to me, hey man, what the fuck you mean, daddy, and party like you want to party? What the fuck that mean? Because now it's like, bro, like, however you get down how you get down.
Like that, I don't get down like
exactly.
That. Yeah.
So obviously you already knew I don't get down like that. So why even come at me like that? That's what to me, that's the disrespect. If you get down with peaches and plums, only get down with peaches and plums. I prefer apples and mangoes. You know what I'm saying? So if we already established this and you now come at me like that in public, I feel some type of way, like that's extreme disrespect because you just said, I just explained to you we don't party.
Beyond extreme disrespect.
I just explained to you, homie, we don't party. And now your reply is, nah, but we ain't party like I like to party. Because, motherfucker, I don't party like that.
Yeah.
I smoke weed. I don't snort coke.
Call me daddy again.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying,
just saying, like,
I'm saying, like,
that's some off shit. Like,
his response just did not like. Fabulous response was dead on, homie. We done party before, and then Diddy's response, and then it was supposed to be like, yeah, homie, because I don't party like that. Just like I said, we go to a party, we smoke weed. Now everybody goes to parties. We done been to after parties, after bouncing and all that stuff.
They have different stuff available.
If they want to mess with,
whatever, that's on them.
That's them. Me, I know what room I'm walking into. I'm walking because I'm the one. I got Herb with me, so I know what room I'm going in and what I'm doing.
Again, to each their own. To each their own until it comes to some really weird, nasty shit. So you know what I mean. And again, if it's consensual, I mean, regardless of who these dudes are, if they're into that, you know, do you? But when part of it is like this motherfucker he was grooming young artists. Number one. He was, you know what I mean, like, in such a position of power. Now, you or I, you or I would easily look him in the eye and be like, fuck no.
Even at 18, 19,
okay, no matter what age. Yeah. But there are other people who may not be as to, like, because he's not just saying, I'm not going to put you on. I'm going to make sure nobody else will. You get what I'm saying? I'm not, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you need to be famous enough to suck a dick for it, like, you're a different kind of person to me.
No.
Now, I'm better or worse, whatever. I'm not, hey, yo, to each their own. But like,
now
you're a different cat than me. Like, shit.
Birdman and Lil Wayne used to kiss on the lips, and Birdman said, "That's my son." Okay, now, when I was young, me and my brother. My father, God rest his soul, we used to kiss my father on the lips. When we got to about 12, 13, my dad stopped it.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm saying?
But again,
that was my father, biological. Like Robert Taylor Jr.
Like
Robert, you know what I'm saying?
Me and my sons say, I love you all the time. Every time we see each other, I love you.
Well, of course.
You know what I'm saying? We hug.
But you don't
whatever.
kiss them on the lips.
I don't even kiss them on the cheek anymore.
I know, that's what
you know
I'm
what
saying.
I mean? Like,
so you're gonna tell
like,
me
not that that's bad. You know
no,
what I mean?
I'm not
but,
saying that.
But,
if that's your parenting and that's what you do, that's what I'm saying. But two grown men are kissing each other on the lips in public. It's been in our face for so long. We just refuse to see it.
I guess they're just island boys.
Did you see him get dropped by that 10-year-old's body, bro?
No.
JoJo. So JoJo. So they're at some party. These are the two weakest, saddest motherfuckers.
Oh no. They got big security, so they think they're tough everywhere they go.
Of course. So listen. So they're
like
at
a lot
party.
of these punk little YouTubers that run around starting shit, knowing you got motherfuckers his size behind you.
I do personal security for some professional fighters.
Hey man, it gets views. Congratulations, you look like shit. It looks.
Here's the funny thing.
You look like a fucking chump.
And I ain't gonna say no names, but I do private security for personal fighters and professional fighters, and I've done personal security, and they don't act nothing like you. They are the most polite, the most humble, like they have the most. It's a trip when you see them in the ring, like when you're backstage with them and you're chilling with them.
See, what people don't understand when you're doing security for a fighter or somebody like that, you're not doing security for him. You're doing security for everybody else.
Exactly.
Because
I'm protecting them.
I don't need protection.
No, right?
You're gonna need protection fucking with me.
Right?
Like that's the deal. Like so that's why I hired somebody else to be like, look, man, I'm not catching that case.
But it's
these little punk motherfuckers, man, they like to stand up on it. I mean, god damn, dude. You know what?
To me though, when you're
stop tongue kissing your brother. Gross. Talking about, oh, it's for views. Okay, I mean, to each their own. Whatever, man. Maybe they're thinking about getting into acting. Some Brokeback Mountain type shit. You know what I mean?
Go ahead and ride the range, boys. Whatever you gotta do to get paid.
You know what I mean?
You island boys, go on that island alone and use your whatever. But
pedophile island boys. Well, I can't say they're pedophiles. I don't know nothing about that. I just meant like they may be hung with Jeffrey. Look like they may have seen one up close one time.
I mean, when they're kissing, they're fucking
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But whatever, man, it ain't for me to get. Like, I ain't hanging with these motherfuckers. I will never interview them. I will never, like, if I happen to be somewhere they're at, I ain't trying to talk to you. Hey, island boy. Like,
nah, once again,
give two shits about you.
It's the same thing. Like when I watch these. But
you're funny as shit.
When I watch these. Once again, man, it's just a different generation because you made a comment. You made a comment 2 months ago. We were talking, and you said, "Imagine if we had cameras when we were growing up. The dumb shit."
If we had social media, it would. I mean, I don't know, but again, I can't say because we didn't grow. We didn't even imagine anything like that at that point. That's some Star Trek shit to us back then. So we didn't imagine motherfuckers would be doing this shit, But I have to say, though, I was not this wise, however wise that is, when I was 15, 16. You know what I mean? So if it wasn't whatever little dumb shit I was doing, breaking into cars, stealing cars, fucking stealing shit, I probably would have been doing it on video because I was dumb.
Yeah,
I was a dumbass.
They're murdering motherfuckers on video now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that it's been all that.
No.
But because I was such a follower, such a tag along, I was constantly trying to do some dumb shit to get looked at different. You know what I mean? I would do it at a certain point. You just get tired of being food. I ain't been food for a long fucking time. Long time.
You become a
but
food eater.
There was a time I was food. I was never, you know what I mean? I ain't never been the baddest motherfucker on the block. I have definitely been at the bottom of the food chain. I no longer reside there, but that's a personal choice.
Either start eating food or become part of the food chain. Because
but again, I was a follower, so I could see myself doing that when I was that age. Like, we're on the internet right now, but at the end of the day, like, I understand as in all things, you know what I'm saying? I don't let my mouth write checks, my ass can't cash. I'm on a budget as it is. You know what I mean? I'm on a budget. But believe me when I tell you, if I write that check, I can cash it. I don't write a lot of checks, so I can write it.
Going back to that, so like different strokes for different folks. So when we were bouncing, and I go, you know me, I go outside and I smoke blunts in the parking lot whenever I get a chance to. I go out in the parking lot, take a piss. I see a couple dudes I know in the truck. It was a jacked up truck. So I can just see like basically this and up. Because the truck was like right there at my height. Because you know how the guys have the trucks out here.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the passenger cat. It looked like he was rolling a blunt from the way his arms and stuff were moving. Because I couldn't see in the truck. So I'm at my car. They're like, hey, what's up, friendly? I'm like, what's up, man? What y'all doing? Let me hit that. And they had this look. And like, serious? I'm like, yeah, let me hit that one time. They're like, hey, man, we doing the C word. I'm like, oh, no, I don't fuck around. Like, yeah, we didn't think so. I'm like, damn, man, I thought y'all was rolling weed. He was like, nah, we got some. You want some? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't want nothing y'all got no more.
Well, and that's the thing.
And it's like, not bad. No, it's just that's not my thing.
To each their own. But,
and so then they came in the club.
But we had to be careful because, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
You know, they didn't, you know, yeah.
They out there smoking Cocoa Puffs.
It ain't always just weed in the fucking shit. So, yeah, no.
On Cocoa Puffs, I'm cool.
But, I mean, like, when we knew who did shit and who didn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, it's like, I didn't. You traveled in those circles way more than I did.
Well, I went to the after party.
Well, I know, but again, I didn't as much, so I didn't. But I knew what went on. I knew who was doing what. I knew who was selling what. I knew who was buying what. Yeah. It wasn't hard to figure out. No. You know what I mean? It wasn't hard to figure out, especially when you're there every night. But you know, I know that I don't fuck around like that. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? I'm to each their own. It's just not my thing. I want to enjoy. You know what I mean? Like we did a little ecstasy back in the day. No, but you know, I mean, we've been.
You got to tell them now that you brought that up about how you found me after that one night.
I found your boy face down, ass up in the rain, passed out, with his hands still on his. He was going to the bathroom, and he must have just fell over forward because that's how he was found, and he was not an easy person to pick up and drag back in the house. Public service announcement. That's your brain on drugs. So, don't end up ass up like Friendly.
So, yes, don't. So, we're at his girl's house at the time. We were younger, doing ecstasy and orange juice, whatever. So, me and my daughter's mom, I call her and I'm trying to get her ride home. She don't want to come get me middle of the night. My daughter's a baby. So, I turn to him and I'm like, hey, Q, let me get a ride home. Come on, Friendly. Man, we've been drinking. We ain't been drinking, man. We've been doing X. We've been smoking.
We were doing both.
Actually, were we drinking that night? I don't, because we never really drank when we did that. I don't remember. The night we went to the club.
No, we went to Chico. Yeah.
The night we went.
Yeah. No, we probably worked that out. But who knows? We might have.
That's true. That's true. We was getting loaded back then. Either way it goes, nobody in the house was able to drive due to our condition. So I made a comment like, I might just go ahead and call a taxi. So
we all thought I took a taxi.
So they thought I took a taxi because when I go outside, anybody who's ever been drunk or loaded, you start to get the sweats, and you know what that means. I gotta throw up. Now, I'm a weak drinker. Anybody who knows me knows. 1-2 shots, that's it. If not, I'm in the bathroom for the rest of the day throwing up. So I'm loaded. I start getting the sweat, so I know I'm gonna throw up. I don't want to go in the bathroom because I don't want to hear his mouth and all them yelling and talking shit. So I go outside and to piss. There's a taxi out there. I don't remember who came out because they thought I got in the taxi.
I don't remember either. I just
so I go around the building.
I think it was me.
Okay, I go around the building. I throw up, get it out, start peeing. All I remember is waking up. I had my arm around Malcolm right here. I had my arm around Joey right here. I had my arm around Q, had my arm around Malcolm, and Joey's pulling my pants up and my drawers up.
No, me and Malcolm were like, I'm not touching that. Like, I ain't touching, no, hey, dog. So it was like, hold on to a belt loop over here. and walk and just try to look forward like we're in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in gym class and shit. Like man, why are you looking down?
I had mud all in my face and hair because I had hair.
I don't know who ended up putting your stuff away because it wasn't me. I know that, and it wasn't Malcolm. So I don't know. One of the girls probably did. I
was loaded. I just remember,
or either that or you came to and you did because I just refused.
I just remember sitting there at the coffee table and then cleaning my face because I was in the mud.
Oh no, you were on a good one.
Yeah, we used to have a good time.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you know, that wasn't something. We weren't like drug addicts with it. You know what I mean? Like we didn't like we did that shit like to party on specific nights. Like it wasn't
the drink night.
And then even to that, it came to a point where I had a bad one night, and I never did it again.
Never did.
Because I'm just like, nope, I'm good. I'm okay. And then I found out what the shit actually does to your brain, like leaves literal pits in your brain. I'm like, I ain't got that much brain to lose.
I remember that day you were like, yeah, Bob.
No more.
I had a bad.
I don't like it. Made me hallucinate. I don't like seeing shit that's not there.
Because when I was with my daughter's mom, I wasn't allowed to party and hang out like that. Yeah, so you guys did a little bit more than me. Not much more.
Because my girl partied.
But like I said, you guys, but not much.
Like she was a harder partier than me.
But I remember the first time we went to Chico, because the first time we went to the club, and we came home. You guys were already rolling by the time we got back to the hotel.
You didn't start talking.
I got to the hotel, and I remember I'll never forget, I was sitting at the window rolling a blunt, and I remember you were like, it's kicking in. You could tell it's kicking in on Bob. And Lisa was like, how? Look, because I went from like being fully dressed to my shoes off,
then your shirt
off.
Now you're in your drawers.
Now I'm in my drawers.
Rolling weed.
Window wide open.
Sweating like a fucking runaway slave.
And it was just pouring rain.
Pouring rain outside.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew it because again, that was the deal. Like it was a stage of clothes coming off, and it wasn't a sexual thing. It was a hot thing.
Yeah,
like you just got hot because your body started, your metabolism started.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. And you were like.
I wonder why when you're off that shit, you got to smoke a gang of weed. Otherwise, you're just kind of.
Yeah, you were like friendly.
I don't good? Do that whole tweaking shit.
I'm like, I'm good. Well, then why the fuck is the window wide open? I said, I'm hot, Joey. I'm hot. You're like, hot. It's 45 degrees outside.
But while we were waiting for the cab back to the motel, B and her were out there just in the rain, acting like it was because it felt amazing. You know what I mean? Like. It's the thing, the skin thing when you're on that shit. So, you know, again, we had our good times with it. And then, you know, once I had a bad time, I'm like, Plus we were doing it way too fucking much. That was the night I broke my hand on the door.
What was it?
That was the night I broke my hand on the door. That was the last night I did that.
Well, when you had a bad trip?
Yeah, after we came back. Because the whole thing started over her taking off to go find pills.
Oh, okay.
And I punched the door when she left and broke it immediately, just like you. Boom! I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. But yeah, it was that night. I remember because I had a fresh cast on. It was probably the pain meds, honestly, the shots. Because I didn't take any like codeine or anything or any kind of pain pills, but they did shoot me up to put my bones back in place.
I do remember.
So it's probably that mixed with that. I didn't think about it at the time, and then on top of that, took like a fucking 2,500 milligrams of fucking vitamin C on top of it. We were stupid, and again, you live and you learn. I don't mess around.
Well, I punched the wall and broke the stud, and I remember it was Danny's face when Danny ran upstairs. It was like, what the fuck happened? It just sounded like somebody knocked the house over. And you were like, dumbass friendly, mad on the phone talking to some girl, then punched and broke the fucking stud. And he was like, broke the stud? Like, look, broke the stud.
No, he was looking at the 2x4s. I'm like, no, bro, look at the 4x4. Yeah. That shit was like, it was like this. Like it broke. It didn't break like this. It was like, it was like it was broke, but it didn't come out of place. But it broke. You broke a 4x4.
Remember what the doctor said?
Shit was fucking. He broke a 4x4.
I remember the doctor said. Ah! Doctor said,
broke his hand too.
Thank God you hit a wall, because you would have killed somebody if you hit him that hard.
Oh my God, dude! That was
That was pure anger when I punched the wall.
But the funny part about it is because I completely understand because I did it myself. Like the second you connected, you knew you fucked up.
I was like, ooh, I looked at you, Joe, I broke my hand.
Because you weren't quite so mad no more because you were in pain. You're like, oh, okay, I broke my hand. Yeah. Oh, I know the feeling.
I can say this to prove it. I can say this. I remember going to the hospital that night, and it was a lady doctor, and she was a small petite thing, and she was like, because the male doctor came in and told me about the x-rays, then it was the female doctor who set my hand and gave me the shots and stuff. Like, you know, she gave me the shot.
That's why, dude, I don't punch nothing no more.
I'll
dude,
never
my hands
forget.
Are so rickety. My
right
hand.
Mine too.
So
I'll
rickety.
never forget how the bone was broke like this. It was like, because it was just from being compound when it comes out.
Well, no, compound is when it breaks the skin.
That's what I'm saying. It was just because it wasn't jagger. It was a clean break.
No, it was a clean break. You immediately had a big ass lump in your hand.
Yeah.
So did I.
Remember that big purple?
Yeah.
So she was like, I can't numb the nerves, Mr. Taylor, in the bones. So this is going to hurt. And I remember I'm sitting there and we're talking and she brought up something. And as I'm talking, she just put it in place. And I remember it took the wind out of me. I could feel the bones slide into each other. And then that's when they did the instant cast.
Yeah, the temporary cast. Yeah.
But
no, they did that to me too.
And I've never punched the wall since.
It hurt. Don't get it twisted. It hurt. But they numbed the shit out of me though. But it still hurt.
It doesn't matter how much they fucking
numb it still hurt. It didn't hurt as much as it would have hurt if they didn't use that shit.
Thank you.
So that's that. You know, Bill, I remember when you fell out the raft and you separated your shoulder on the river, and I thought you were full of shit. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because we both fell out.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that rock though.
Yeah, but again, when you got out, to me it looked like I'm like, bro, you're over exaggerating. It looked like you were just leaning over, like you weren't.
I couldn't.
And then when dude got out, the EMT that just happened to be on the raft got out, and he's like, oh yeah, it's out. And then when he put it, I was standing there, and when he put it back in, and I heard it, it was like, I was like,
remember,
ooh.
it took him a couple tries.
Like I got chills, dude. I got chills right now thinking about that. That sound.
It took him 2 tries. Because Jern, shout out to Justin Jern or Jason Jern, he was like, because it took him twice. Because he was shorter than me.
Yeah,
and he couldn't get
the leverage on
and plus we're on the sand, we're on the river.
And it was kind of.
Yeah, it was on the slope. So the first time he couldn't get it, and I'll never forget Jern, we got on the boat, he said, Friendly, you're a tough son of a bitch. Because when he didn't get it the first time, I'd have knocked his ass 6 weeks away from me. He said so. It took him twice, but that's the thing about having if anybody's ever had any kind of dislocated thing, it's more the pressure that hurts. Once they put it back in place, it's sore because stuff stretched, but it's like, oh, remember, because the moment he put it back in, I was like, all right, I'm sore, but I can get on the raft and I can paddle. Because remember,
because we were in the canoes, we were in the
kayaks, yeah. And then he got in my kayak and I got on the boat. Yeah,
it's your fucking fault though, dude. Actually, I didn't fall out. I thought because every time we went down a rapid, you remember, I was on a kayak all summer. I've been down that fucking river at least 50 times.
Even when you were drunk, you didn't fall out.
I would, because I knew it. Like I could go down the rapid and still have fun in the rapid, but I wasn't going where I knew it was gonna flip me over in a rough part of the rapid.
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
And I'm like, Bob, where we going? He's just.
I wanted to go.
Going into the worst part of the rapid.
Listen, listen.
Just like when Ron knocked us out of the raft, and fucking we bonked heads and all that.
No, that was my fault.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was my fucking birthday.
Yeah.
And you were shit-faced drunk in the front of the raft, and we're coming up on the fucking rapid, and you're like, you're like fucking.
I was straddling.
You're like got your feet out of the front of the raft.
No, I was straddling.
And you're like, you had that.
This is why Big Friendly should not drink in dangerous situations.
You had that. I'm way too comfortable on the river. About you and Ron,
I've been doing the
Ron saw his opportunity
because I've been doing guiding by then.
You waited till right as we're getting up on the raft to try to put your feet in, and he slammed us against that rock. And I'm on this side, you're on that side. You hit the rock. I'm looking forward with my stuff. All I remember is boing, and I woke up and I'm under the water with my feet still in the raft.
Is that when I knocked everybody out the raft?
I couldn't get back up because I'm like this, because I had my feet tucked under the rope.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm literally being stuck.
Ronnie Milton, can you please put a comment down below?
This motherfucker
and let the people know about this. Is a true story.
This was 7 people in a river raft.
So let's start it from the beginning.
7 people in a river raft.
So it's me, Joey.
He knocked 5 of us out.
So let's get the story straight.
Bounced off a rock, hit me in the head. His body flips and knocks everybody on my side of the raft out.
Here's the funniest thing about that story.
And then Ron's big ass cousin tried to drown me because she holding on to me. I'm like, bitch, you got a life jacket on.
So this is how the story starts. Our friend Shane, shouts out to Shane and Riza. Riza doesn't know how to swim. Riza didn't want to go rafting. We talked her into going rafting for an hour and a half. So now it's it's Q, it's Friendly, it's Stacy, it's Shane, it's
the part that matters. The part that matters.
So here we're going down. I fly into him head first, knock him out. In midair, first when I swing like this, I knock Shane out. So Shane goes flying out. Missile across the head, butt him out. In midair, swing, and my hip takes out Stacy. No, and then I kick Shane out. I knocked somebody else out.
You knocked out the whole my side of the boat.
Everybody but Riza and Ron were the only people who stayed in the boat.
Yeah. Out of 7 people, 5 people went in the water.
Yeah.
In a rapid.
Yeah.
Because somebody couldn't get their fucking feet right.
Because I was drinking.
Yeah.
And you said it when we started.
I thought you got me with your oar.
I know.
Because I didn't see it coming. I was looking ahead. I'm paddling. Ron's like, paddle. And I'm paddling. Boing. And I'm just like, wake up under the fucking water, stuck in the boat. I had to like pull myself out. And all I could think was, put your feet forward, Joey. Put your feet forward. Put your feet forward.
I just remember.
And then this big bitch grabbing me, holding on to me. And I'm like, you got a life jacket on. You heard this. You did the deal. Feet forward before we get in. You've lived on this river your whole life. You know. Why are you grabbing me? Bigger than me. Especially at that point, I was skinny as shit then. Living out there in Trinity. I got super thin. That's all I remember is just bling.
We used to have the river, Trinity River rafting and all that stuff, and doing the bonfires with Ron at the tap and all that. That like coming from like where we come from, like growing up, the mountain reminds me of summer camp. You know what I'm saying? So growing up as a kid, and I'm gonna say it like this: if you don't know who May Pearl is, God rest her soul, then you don't know nothing about the Carmen's projects. This woman was everybody's mother, did everything to make sure all of us did right. So
I didn't live in the projects, but I went to Lindbergh.
Yeah, she worked at Lindbergh.
She really, 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 really was that person. Like, she was awesome. She was really, really there for me at a really, really bad time in my life. I will always remember her. Yeah. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, man. You were awesome.
Yeah. So even before I moved into projects, we lived on 55th Street, North Long Beach. We used to go to summer camp. So summer camp was basically in the mountains. You go there for like a week. And if anybody out there went to Camp Oaks, Indian Village, Camp High Hill, Camp Palo Rey, please put a comment down in the section from the years of like 86 to 91. So we would go to summer camp every year because our mom would just try to get us out the house. That's how parents did. But then we moved into projects in the summertime. My mom really wanted us away because the summertime was when everybody got out. Everybody came to hang. So my mom would send us to summer camp. And summer camp was like the mountains. You go up there, you're riding horses, you're doing archery, you're swimming in lakes and rivers. They're taking you, they're taking you, what is it called, water skiing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so no, that's what I'm saying.
I
like
went to Camp High Hill once.
So it goes back to what you were saying when you were saying like how friendly you can easily mingle in a room of people you don't know. I think my mother and father
grew up doing that.
Sending us to summer camp, and when you go to summer camp,
you're with a plethora of different types of people.
Well, here's the thing, though. So certain kids, in the middle, but certain kids went to certain. So you knew certain kids by the camps. Right, so certain kids went to certain camps, and other kids went to certain camps. We were just fortunate, thanks to May Pearl, rest in peace, that we got to go to all the camps. Like we got to go to some twice. Like we like go there the first few camps, and then at the end of the year go to the next. At the end of the summer, go to the next session. So being up in the mountains with Ron and all them, shouts out to everybody up on the Trinity Mountain up there. Number love, you guys take care of me.
I do.
Yeah. But to me, that's why being up there with feeding Ron's horses, when you made the comment like, Bobby, you're the only person I know, it's because
it was just because you would go drive like 8 miles and then 8 miles back to go pick fucking crab apples just to feed the horse.
Yeah.
Like, and for whatever reason, it's just it's something you enjoy doing. Like I'm looking at that and I'm watching this horse slobber all over your fucking hand, and I'm like, okay, I've fed the horse like once or twice. I'm good with that. You would just go out of your way. Something relaxed you with it. I don't know why.
Well, like I said, like going back to the summer camp. You got to do that at summer camp.
Hey, man, like I said, whatever floats your boat. Some people, you know.
Hey, it's a funny story about that because Levi, you remember how big Levi was? Levi, Ron's horse.
The horse, yeah.
I used to feed him Roy Hill. Shout out to Roy Hill. His wife would make horse cookies, like out of oatmeal and stuff, actual for the horses. Yeah. So she would always give me a bag or two. Levi loved the chewable runts, well, naturally. So when Ron gave Levi to the Jerns, they had a couple other horses, and I don't know if you've ever been to the Jerns house. It's like when you first turn on the street and go over the bridge. It's the very first house on the left. I'm just saying, when you turn off the main road and you go.
I know where you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. Well, behind their house is just field. Because we went over there one time and helped him pick up hay, help bale hay.
Uh-huh.
So I go there, I ask, hey, Ron, can you call and see if I can go? And they're like, yeah, tell Friendly he's welcome anytime he wants to come. Just walk in the gate, he doesn't get there. So one day I go, I had a bag of the cookies, a bag of apples, and I went and stopped at the tap and grabbed a couple things of runts. Go up to the Jerns part. Miss Jern, she's in the window. They got the big picture window that looks out over the property. She's drinking coffee or whatever, sitting there with her daughter-in-law, someone. I wave, they wave, I walk out. Dude, Levi and these 3 horses are like 80, 100 yards away, just on the other side of the property, and they look small. I yell, Levi, and he pulls his head up and does that look, and then that look of familiarity, and takes off. Now, I'm nervous because I'm watching this 2-ton animal come at me full speed ahead, and you can feel the ground. And I'm thinking, if this horse don't stop, no matter how big I am, I'm toast.
Yeah.
So he pulls up, stops, comes, looks at me, does the rub his head, goes right to my pocket. Pull the runts out. I'm starting to feed him. The runts, apples, just everything. You know, I'm bending down, grabbing. All of a sudden, another horse head. Just a big-ass horse head right here.
Like, where's mine?
And so now I'm like, so I'm feeding him. All of a sudden, another horse head. So now I got 3 horses. I love this journey.
Oh, you're like in ecstasy over
I was loving it. I'm feeding them horses,
getting covered in horse slobber.
And I'm feeding horses, and they're just all around me. So as I'm leaving, Miss Jern comes out. She's like, Bobby, sweetheart, you're a big man, but I've never seen you disappear. Those horses made you disappear because the way they were. But to me, like I said, that just takes me back to summer camp when we got to ride horses and feed horses and brush the horses and give them baths and stuff. So I guess, like you said, maybe that's the relaxing thing, because to me, it's like, I don't think about that. Yeah, I don't like the horse slobber on my hands and shit.
You know, a lot of people love horses and horses relax them, but usually it's people that grew up around horses. You know what I mean? Like, really grew up around.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You know, like on an everyday basis, not just at a fucking petting zoo or some shit.
Well, no, summer camp.
You remember? Well, summer camp. Well, shit, you remember? So
that place down there by Shady Acres,
right? When I was a little kid, and we lived. I want to say when I was like maybe 6 or 7, we moved from Lakewood to Long Beach, over there in the apartments on Atlantic, just past Artesia. When you go like say you're coming from Houghton Park and you're going like toward Artesia, go under the overpass. There's 2 sets of apartments right there. We lived in the second one. and my Aunt Lori was the manager of the first one. My grandparents were the manager of the second one. We moved from the house over there. But all the kids in the apartment complex, see, like right behind us was the LA riverbed.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And so, there's a path along the river. And if you go down from behind our apartments and go down it straight, like more like towards Compton, there's somewhere, or there was somewhere along it, there was like horse stables.
Yeah.
Like, and people would ride their horses on the LA riverbed.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
And there was horse stables. So a bunch of us would go over there and look at the horses.
Take you all the way back there behind Shady Acres and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All down the LA River.
We'd go back there and look at the horses and stuff. And one day, because, just as a kid, especially, my
golf course over there.
I don't remember a golf course. I'm sure there is. But I remember the horses. And I remember as a kid, we used to like go over there and somebody pointed out how big the horses' necks were. And like, obviously, I'm like, you're a kid, you're like, yeah, like big as my head. Like, damn. I can't remember the kid's name. I could see his face. I could see he had the worst. This is like early 80s. He had the worst afro. The worst afro. Like, worst now. Like, the mother never saw a pig.
Is that was just nappy?
It was just, it was just bad. Like, just, mother just didn't get haircuts. Yeah. Or get, parents probably didn't. But anyway, I just remember he had fucked up hair.
Yeah.
And somebody dared this kid. He was just one of them kids, like,
excuse me.
I was gullible. I wasn't that stupid.
Yeah.
And he walked up and flicked that horse in the nuts. Woo! Fucked his whole shit up. Lucky to be alive.
Kicked him?
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. But no, just one. But it was like he only partially caught him because he did, like he was behind a little metal gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the acid, that's why, he probably thought he was good. But he got right between the gate. So he didn't really catch it. He caught it, but he didn't really catch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he could have. And it was like here. Luckily, it wasn't here. You know what I mean? Because we were little kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? 6, 7 years old. He didn't even. Oh, shit. And as kids do, what do?
Laugh.
We ran. Because the first thing we thought is, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. Don't do that, kids. You stay and you help. We all got caught. You know what I mean? Everybody found out who was there. But
man down.
Man down. But, it's one of those things, like, I think maybe that's why I'm not afraid of horses, but I'm cautious of because that's a big, strong animal. Now they may have, flat teeth, they may be herbivores, but they bite you. You don't feel that shit.
You don't lose a finger.
Feel the fuck out of that. They kick you, you're definitely feeling that.
My first girlfriend up here, I won't say no names. My first girlfriend up here who lived in Palisades, I remember the next door neighbors had horses, and I used to feed horses, and I remember she telling me, she's like, people don't understand. You don't feed a horse like this because they'll bite your fingers off. Not on purpose because they're how strong they are. That's why you have to put your head like this. So I always thought that when you look at a horse, when you look at their fucking mouth, all this is just muscle. Just muscle. Yeah, I don't want that thing biting me for any reason. I don't
want nothing biting me.
No, especially.
I don't want a mosquito biting me. I sure shit don't want a horse biting me.
But you remember in high school I had a tarantula.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you see what I'm saying? So,
but again, that's your thing. You like animals.
Yeah.
I gotta switch it up a little bit real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta switch it up here. So I do have to ask you because in the last episode you gave a shout out. So what do you think about Milk going and sitting down with Adam?
Ooh.
I'm just curious because I got different perspectives on it. Like I'm not mad at it.
Oh, I'm not mad at him.
But who can be? But he's a grown ass man. Do what you want.
So, but I'm not mad at him.
But I do have to say that it was not an expected move. Just because and again, if he really does think like, okay, maybe I was tripping. Okay, maybe you were. I don't personally even know why he said there. I don't know why I ran up there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said I'm not even sure why I went up there. It's probably clout. That's what he said. I was probably just chasing clout. But and that's keeping it real and stuff. But at the same time, it's like he didn't say anywhere on there. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be a regular guest. I mean, like even he said Flacco bugged him to come on.
Once again, I can't. My thing is this: I'm not for anybody to have any kind of altercation, any kind of beef. If I'm all for peaceful transitions and all that, but here's the thing: I don't know what their beef was. I know that Adam was making some disparaging marks about him. I know Milk was making some disparaging marks about him. I didn't watch the whole episode. I watched some of it just because, to be totally honest with you, first of all, I ain't knocking nobody's hustle.
No,
making money. Adam 22 to me is the real culture. And I've said that before, I'll say it again. I don't like him. I can't stand his voice. The man talks about shit that he has no business talking about. Now, okay, for instance, since you brought that up.
Well, I mean, what he does is give people a platform.
And I respect that.
No, absolutely. But at the same time, he makes sure to mix it up in a way where the pot's going to get stirred some way or the other. You know what I mean? The pot is going to get stirred one way or the other, whether it's by people that work there or people that come in and conflict with people that work there. I mean, dude, the Shark Tank is all about fucking, him yelling at bitches or yelling at little wannabe pimp white dudes, or, you know what I mean? Always, it's not about like a friendly conversation and blah 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 blah. Except for Blueface, when he did Blueface, they threw Krishan out, but Shark was nice as fuck to her the whole time. He never once called her out her name. He never once called her a bitch. He never once did. Oh no,
this is not a baby girl.
You know why? Because he knew, okay, well, her dude ain't fucking around. If he really, if he takes offense to what I say, I'm gonna have to fight Blueface. We'll put hands on you.
Yes, he will.
You know what I mean? So maybe not to say that they're probably cool or whatever. I'm not saying that shit, but my point is he don't. It's like I said before, he don't do that with people he knows he can't do that with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the whole part of his show is basically, if you want to watch him tell a broad about herself. You know what I mean? That's what it is, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've watched a bunch of those clips. Most of the time, I'm like, yeah, dude, you're doing too much. Sometimes it's funny. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say the man isn't funny when he wants to. He's funny, but again, I don't respect a lot of that shit they do. You know what I mean? There are dudes up there that are. I mean, again, Flame. I've never heard that dude say a bad word about anybody. I mean, no. I mean, yeah, DW Flame.
See, okay.
I mean, not to say but like. Not nobody there, like he does, you know what I mean? Even when the shit little wrong word stuff went down, he was like, hey, I didn't mean it like that, blah, blah, blah. Wasn't trying to make a bigger deal. It was other people in the background of both saying it should have been a big deal. You know what I mean? That being said, when the shit flips around and you hear some dumb shit later, we already talked about that, but it's fucked up. You ain't seen them two on camera since.
Oh.
DW Flame and Brick Baby.
Yeah, I just seen an interview with them. They were doing an interview talking about they squashed it and shit. Yeah, it was.
Did you? I was gonna say I haven't seen them on a thing together. Again, not on No Jumper.
Yeah, it was on No Jumper.
Was it? Yeah. No, I seen that was right after. But since then, because they'd always be on the podcast together.
Oh, okay. Once again,
they sat down and talked about it for like what? DW Flame was wearing red.
Yeah.
I seen that. That was like right after the crash.
Okay, so I don't. Okay, so once again, I'm not up on my.
So yeah, they talked about it. I mean, but you could also tell that the attitude was different.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Temperature was way less.
And it's like that wouldn't, again, like I would have said, the crash out was live, so I can't say, oh, you shouldn't air the crash out because it was live.
Here's the thing about that though. The reason why,
like some of that other shit, like man.
Remember when I said, Brick Baby is a very intelligent man.
Well, no, again. You didn't get a network like that without having some kind of brand.
I want to talk on and tell people's personal business. But one thing I will say is DW Flame's hands are boxing certified. That man.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
So it makes sense why certain people act.
He looks the part for sure.
Oh, he once again, you gotta remember. Once again, I don't want to get into that, but
yeah.
The people that I know just like when I made the comment when I was watching Milk 74, shout out to Milk, I still watch him. listening to him and watching how he moved, he just reminded me of people I watched growing up. So when I tapped in and I made a when I was in a conversation and I just asked a question and they was like, nah, he was a real one. When he was in Wayside, he accepted every fade, took every fade. Crip Mac, shouts out to Crip Mac. I don't you a little goofy off the deep end, but from words is in jail, he accepted every fade.
Yeah.
So I can respect
I don't
that.
think anybody
about
can
him.
say he's afraid to take any fade. He took his fades. He
He
showed
took
up
his-
for multiple DPs. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
So-
you know, again, he
That's
no
why
matter
I'm
what
trying
anybody
to-
says about the man, he definitely wants to be about that life. You know what I
And
mean?
that's fine.
And that's, I mean, there's just something that's cool.
I'm just
bro.
saying,
You know what mean?
I can sit here
won't
and
catch
say,
me rolling with you.
I
You got
can
a
sit here and
target on your
say,
forehead.
I can sit here and say, I look at certain things a certain way through a different set of eyes, but I can respect those who deserve the respect.
Yeah.
Once again, when you're in, now, me personally, I've never been to jail too many times. I'm not one of those people who've been to jail, got a long rap sheet. I got some stupid shit on my record, stupid, dumb shit I was doing. And that's how you live and learn. And all my charges once, because I learned. I didn't repeat my charges. So I understand when you're in that scenario. I went to jail up in Northern California, Shasta County. It was like Disneyland. Like, there wasn't, I've never been to LA County, been in that situation, been in where it's,
I've only been in the system in
No.
LA as a juvenile.
Now,
so
we have a friend-
I've been county jail here like 2 or 3 times. But I've never been to the penitentiary.
we have a friend who did time in Wayside, and he is no disrespect, but he's a square cat, and he cool with it. He produces music, not a gang member, not nothing. And he went to Wayside, and he survived because he just kept his mouth shut, and he's not part of that gang life culture. But even he was telling me some of the shit he was seeing, and I was like, damn, man, that's county jail? Like, it's just crazy.
I mean, again,
So to hear that these dudes, when they're in there, they're moving the way a real one would move while they're in there. Because once again, if you're known to be a part of something and you go in jail, you run into your ops.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they gonna wanna test your brass. And your car gotta crash. But you gotta catch that fade.
Yeah. That's part of the life though. It's a choice you make.
In educational purposes. It's just education. So I don't like when I watch people glorify certain things, and I had a conversation with Chris the other day, and he said, you know what, Friendly, I didn't realize till we got off the phone, but in our conversation, every time you brought up a time when you were hanging out with people, it was so and so, rest in peace. He said, you've lost a lot of people. Yeah, that lifestyle, if you're moving how these people claim to be moving, you either move into jail for a very long time or you move to the grave at a young age.
Yeah.
And it's some that are, by God's graces, have became older. So when I see guys making the money, I just think you should do something more constructive with your time. But time is age is wisdom, and I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. This stuff, this YouTube stuff, this social media, everybody got an opinion. We got an opinion where you know what I'm saying?
And that's all it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just an opinion.
It's just an opinion.
But him having an interview with Adam, I think that's good. Hey man, bury that hatch. You ain't got no beef. If you was doing it for clout, I can respect that. If you feel the animosity wasn't earned or it wasn't worth it, then I respect that.
No, exactly. And that's my thing. Like, again, like, what was it funny when Milk would talk shit about Adam? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're a funny motherfucker, Milk.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, you know,
you're someone I love to smoke a blunt with and chat with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's enough people in the world to hate. You know what I mean? If you don't have to hate one more person, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like, you know, like he said, he don't even know why at that point. You know what I mean? So it must not have been that important. It's just, but at the same time, you know, you put them shoes on, you got to walk in them for a while. So I guess he just got tired of, you know, the shoes got worn out. Like, fuck that. You know, it's not even worth all that. I can talk about other shit. And he didn't go there, like, being soft on anything else going there. He spoke his mind on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
DJ Quick said it best. Everybody want to be Pac, but nobody want to fill them shoes before they fill them shots.
Yeah.
So once again, you can sit here and say you want to do it, but until you put them shoes on and live that life,
yeah. Shit.
Like you said, the story. When I used to come pick you up and you lived at the very, very end of the enemy's neighborhood.
No.
And I'd have to drive with my head down to pick you up because I was stubborn and wanted to drive.
Yeah.
Being stupid.
Like, your dumbass could have been in the back and had Chad drive.
Laying down in the back of the K9 Blazer, no one would have known.
There's like fucking 3 stop signs.
4
stop signs.
And a stop
and the red light.
Being stupid. Being young and stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because that was me. That was me coming to pick him up when I could have been in the back of a K9 Blazer, tinted out. No one would have known the wiser. But this is back in the 90s when people were hanging out. People were outside. So we had to stop at stop signs. There was people hanging out, chilling, with them tools ready to tighten motherfuckers up.
People, shit. When Erica was living down there with me, my son's mom, she used to walk up to the Eddie's Liquor at least once a day and use the phones because she'd call back up here, home, whatever. And one night we were, it was when we went downtown to the motel, and I got that motel room downtown on PCH and MLK. Like 3 or 4 people got smoked at those phones that night because the two neighborhoods right there were beeping, and like people had been getting shot that night right there
at that payphone.
Yeah, at the payphones where Erica used to go, and it was right around the time she used to go.
3 dudes and a girl.
And I remember telling her, I'm like, now you see why? Like,
I'm not going to speak on it, but I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly that whole situation.
So I just tell her, like, now you see why? Like, you can't just be walking around here. It ain't that somebody may do something to you. You can be walking by while somebody's doing something to someone else.
Because there was a broad they shot up too.
Straight bullets are straight bullets. They ain't got no name on them. So she didn't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, she'll be the first one to tell you. Like, it was a crazy ass different world down there.
So flip note.
She didn't understand that when we walked places that, like, why do you walk this way? It's so not direct. And I'm like, because I don't want to walk that way. There are people over there that would try to get us. You know what I mean? And not because of me, just because they'll get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there are safe routes. You know what I mean? That you can work safer, that you can walk. But she didn't understand it, and I'm like, you don't have to understand it. Just follow my lead.
So,
you know what I mean?
So Kaylee's mom, being from Poland Pines, Placerville, up here, we go down to Long Beach. The first time she ever goes back down there with us to take Kaylee down there. We go to Kmart off, what is that?
Market and South.
The market is that Kmart is right there. Is that Carson?
The one on Lars, the one that used to be on North Side.
The North.
That was South Street and like right before Market, right there.
Market, I know it's off Market.
Market. I want to say it was South because.
Okay, no, South was like, I thought South ran the same as Market. Cherry.
No, it might have been Cherry. You're right. No, you're right. I think it was Cherry. Cherry. I think it was Cherry. You're right. No, I'm sure.
So
yeah. Because there's the Kmart and the Burger King right there.
Yeah, and the pizza place. Pizza place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go down there for the first time with Kaylee when she's a baby. And we go to Kmart. So it's me, Sherry, Juan's, rest in peace, Alvin, and Kaylee. We go to Kmart. Well, now, she's the minority now. So we go to Kmart, there's blacks, Mexicans, Samoans, Hawaiians, Asian, just a whole cornucopia of people, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, North Long Beach is
well, yeah,
everybody.
But she's used to being, like I said, in Placerville, Paula Pines, up here. So I remember we get back to my mom's house in the projects, and we get back to my mom's and we're putting stuff away, and I'll never forget, she was like, this is different, Bob. This is different, friendly. I'm like, why? What's wrong? What's wrong? She said, I've never been somewhere where I've been the minority. I said, yeah, huh? Because, and now she understands. I told her, I said, now do you understand how I feel when I'm in Placerville and Pollock Pines and I'm in Reading and Anderson and all those areas, and I'm moving back then when I was like the only minority in a lot of places. But I still could move and make friends. It was never.
Well, again, it's just a different ratio than she's used to. I mean, there are plenty of white people.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? But there's just plenty of everybody else. And, I mean, if there's one thing North Long Beach is, it is a melting pot of people. You know what I mean? White, black, Mexican, Cambodian. There's a big Samoan population. You know what I mean? There's all kinds. Filipinos. You know what I mean? I guess they fall into the Asian too. But I mean, shit. You got all kind of different Asians. You got Cambodians. You got Chinese. You got, you know what I mean? Filipinos. You got, all
Shout out to my homie Alan, Filipino Alan.
I mean, like, it's a melting pot. It was a melting pot. Like, there was no class I was in that was, you know what I mean, all anything. It was, always mixed up. But it was definitely not predominantly white anywhere like it was when I came here. When I first came up here, and I get to the group home, 90% of the group home, are brown-skinned people, black, Mexican, Asian,
right,
whatever. I don't think, man, did we have an Asian in the group home? I don't think we did. Not up here. It was mostly blacks and Mexicans. There was a few scattered white dudes. But we get to school, and it's like the few scattered black dudes or Mexican dudes are all from group homes from out of town.
Yeah.
And then there's just a few. You can count on, like when I went to Foothill, when it was still already, I count on one hand the black people at that high school that were actually from here. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there was a few scattered that were from group homes, but that was it. And you're talking about, I think probably 1,800 students. One fucking hand. You know what I mean? I remember when me and G went, and it was our first day. We were signing up for Foothill. It was like orientation day, and the football coach saw us. He saw him because he was black and he was in shape, and you know what I mean? And like, you boys look like you play football, blah blah blah. So we went out for the football team, whatever. But we didn't last because we didn't. As much as I love football and I wish I had played, like, all I cared about that point was Punani. That was it. That's all you know what I mean? Like, me and him both, all we cared about were the girls. That was that. So, but it was such a trip because, like, I'd never seen, like, everybody gravitated toward the new black dude. Anytime there was. I never seen.
When I moved up there.
What? But I told you that.
Yeah.
I said, Bob, all you gotta be is black. You already got that.
Yeah.
And, it's different now. I mean, It's not quite the same. There's a lot more blacks and Mexicans up here.
Because when I first moved
now
up here,
it's different. But it's been almost 30 years.
Shoot, when I moved up here,
it's been 30
and we
years
would go out when we started going out, because I moved up here when I was 20, and I still remember, when I was 20, and when I first turned 21, and we would go out, there wasn't that many blacks. And then here's the funny thing, because I remember being 21, and this is the funniest thing, is I remember we were down in Long Beach. We went to Long Beach right after my 21st birthday.
Yeah, and I went to the Ice Dog game.
And I talked you into going to the Long Beach Ice Dog game. Mm-hmm. And I remember at the game, and you were like, friendly, we'll get us some vodkas and orange juice. I was like, what? You're 21? Yeah, screw, you're 21 now? And you were like, stop being scary. You're 21. And I go and get two and come back and we drink them. And then you're like, go get another one. And I go back, and I think we ended up having
we had a few.
But we spaced them out.
Yeah, we weren't like.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because I want to say we had one or two in the first period.
We didn't. I mean, we drank back then. We didn't drink.
No, but I'm saying I know we had two in the first period, and I think we had one in the third period because I remember we were leaving the Long Beach Coliseum.
No, the convention center.
Long Beach Convention Center, And we were walking down the steps smoking that blunt. We smoked the blunt as we walked down to the bus stop.
Caught the 61 back to
Atlantic. So here's an educational story.
Might have been 62.
Educational story. So Q's like, is the orange bus running? Because at that time I lived off Orange. My mom's house in the projects was off Orange. It was grounded by Orange, Atlantic, Delamo, and the Market. So my mom lived off Orange. So as we're walking, Q's like, friendly man, I hope you can catch the orange bus because I'm not trying to walk through the bricks. I'm not trying to walk through the Cumberland's projects, man. At 11:30, 12 at night.
Like midnight too. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're cool though. You're with me. Hey, friendly. I'm not trying to walk. I knew
enough to know that the back was different than the front.
Exactly. And you were like, what if we walk
I knew enough about him to know that the back was different than the fucking front.
Yeah, you were like, what if we walk into some people who don't know you? I was like, we're all right, man. You're like, whatever. Sure enough, we just missed the last orange bus by 10 minutes. So now we're sitting there, we're at the bus stop, we're smoking the blunt.
I was willing to walk all the way around.
Yeah, he was. But I didn't want to walk down. You got to understand something.
No, that's a long walk around. But
if you walk down Delamo, it's just a brick wall all the way down on both sides. So if an enemigo pulls up on you.
See, you're thinking about that. I was thinking about walking down to Market.
Coming
across
and
where
come up around
where
by
you're
Lindbergh.
just coming up right in front of your house anyway.
I mean, I guess that's true. I wasn't thinking like that. I'm
not a dumbass. I wasn't thinking about walking down the Lamo.
I know, my bad.
But again, it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Did it work out?
But we were at a spot that, if it hadn't worked out, we could have tried to run, but where to?
Where were we going to go?
Back out to Atlantic?
Yeah.
We'd have got mopped in the fucking parking lot.
By where Carlos was it?
Where all that little mini mall is.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah. So I'm like, no. It's like, fuck.
So we're smoking the blunt at the bus stop. It's me, Q, some girl, and some dude. And we're just all smoking a blunt. They walk up. They want to hit it. We let them hit it. We hop on the bus. We're all just chatting. They get off. We get off the bus. So Q's like, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, friendly. I'm like, man, we're cool, man. We're cool. I grew up in here. It's a bad idea, friendly. This is a bad idea. So now the back of the Cumberland's projects has a tennis court. As we're coming, the tennis court runs west to east with a fence around it. When the Serena and Venus Williams sisters popped off in Compton, the projects in Long Beach said, well, maybe we got one of them in here. Let's put a tennis court here. A lot of fights went down in that cage circle. So we're coming up on the tennis court. And you got to understand, it's midnight. As we're walking, we could just see a group of people.
A fucking group.
Like 25, 30 people. No lie. And we're like, I look, and that's him right there shaking his head. I turn around and look at him. We lock eyes. He's just shaking his head. Now, we get to the point to where they notice us noticing them.
Yep.
So now we're far enough away to where we don't see them. We can't see who they are. They can't see who we are. But we notice each other's presence. We can't turn around and run. I look at Q. Q's looking at me, shaking his head. I'm just like, fuck, whatever. Let's just go. So we're walking. We start walking into the crowd of people, all dudes, and they start doing the spreading like, letting us walk into the middle of the circle. And I'm looking desperately for a set of eyes and a face I recognize. Because let me tell you something. I'm not going to lie. I was scared. I was nervous. It was 12:30 at night in the back of the project.
They were a bunch of young kids.
And they were youngsters. 15 to 19. Youngsters, the rambunctious ones. So as we're walking, we finally get to the edge of the tennis court. And I'm not going to say no names. One of the homies, rest in peace, was holding court. As we break through the line and lock eyes, I lock eyes with him, I can breathe again like Tony Braxton. And I'm like, oh, what's up, man? What's up, man? You down? You at your mom's house? Then Q clears the fence. He sees Q, and he's like, oh, what's up? You down here too? He gets down, comes, runs up, hugs him. What's up, man? Y'all down here? Y'all at Friendly Mom's house? All right, man. We taking care of business, man. I'm gonna come down there. We
I've
left.
never been so relieved in my motherfucking
Man,
life.
never been relieved.
Well, I've been more relieved, but I mean, it was a relief.
Like,
It was
I
a
just
relief.
remember.
It was nice.
I remember when
it
we
was
were.
nice, not to get nice. I'm just saying.
I just remember when we got past everybody, we were leaving the crowd, and he looks at me. He's like, "Man, thank God for him." He was like, "Bob, I was scared." I was like, "So was I."
Ain't nothing wrong being scared.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong being scared because let me.
But I ain't no bitch though.
Yeah.
We walked through it.
Hey, it's like this though. At the end of the day, exactly. At the end of the day, we still walk through the crowd, knowing that the outcome could have been the worst outcome. But at the end of the day, think of it like this:
It's like walking into a yard with dogs.
a bunch of dogs off the leash.
If you turn around and start running, they're coming for you. There's no talk. You know what I mean? And at that point, he wouldn't have seen who they were jumping on until after we were done.
Until they were done, then he would have been mad. But it's too late.
You get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
So we had no choice.
Yeah. So at that point, it's too late. Like you said, we probably got a couple hot ones in us too.
The problem? I don't know. I'm glad I didn't find out.
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't find out.
That crew. Yes, it'd have been bad. And like you said, he wouldn't have been able to know nothing until it was over because it'd have been a rat pack situation. And where he was at, he wouldn't have seen.
Oh yeah,
what was going down.
There was so many. There were so many.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it's not just a few dudes, man. This is like,
and it was like
Jesus, like the absolute worst thing you could possibly imagine to walk up on.
Joey, tell me if I'm lying. Was it not like a horror movie? There was just enough light to show the group, but you couldn't see who it was, but you could see how big the group was. And then they noticed us as soon as we hit a lighted area where they couldn't see us, but they could see two figures moving their way, and now they're on us because you could see their body language and how they all started turning our way. So how do you run from that? You got to walk into the tide, man. And look at how we were rewarded. Just come to find out, the person who was holding court turned out to be who he was, and because I'm sure there was a few people that was disrespectful. We walking through that, but we couldn't walk around it.
Oh, we could have walked around it,
but it wouldn't have been a good situation.
No, I meant like we could have walked around the whole fucking thing. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We could have.
That's all I kept thinking. Like the whole time, I'm just like, we could have so walked around this shit. Like I'm just sitting here, like I'm about to get fucking beat to a pulp because your ass is like, I'm from here. Don't worry about it.
Both of us though, I'm gonna get an ass whooping too. Because I wasn't gonna be able to jump on you and not jump on me.
Does that make me feel much better about being beat?
I'm not. But I'm saying I wasn't saying.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?